Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Sai Tech Guru. In this video, I'd like to compare the Realme X7 Max versus Realme X7 Pro device. So which phone is best option to buy right now? And the one more reason why I'm doing this kind of video is because right now the Realme X7 Max is available for about 6,000 rupees discounted. So you'll get about 21,000 rupees this phone. And with the X7 Pro, you can get 8,000 rupees discount and you can get 22,000 only if you use prepaid payment only, not cash on delivery, only prepaid payment. That's the one condition. So the difference between this both phones is only 1,000 rupees difference is there right now. Let's see which phone is really worth to buy. And these are the comments which I'm getting. So many comments, not one, not two. I'm getting, I think, close to 50-60 comments only on this one for the past 1 day and 2 days. So non-stop I'm getting a lot of comments. So I thought of making a video. Why not to do a side-by-side comparison to clear all the doubts what is happening. In my experience of using these both phones, in my experience of intense kind of testing, this is a review which I'm trying to talk about. So first thing is about the performance. So in terms of performance, the Realme X7 Max has got really good advantage. Damage to 1200, UFS storage 3.1 read and write speeds. So you can definitely expect a lot of faster read and write speeds in the Realme X7 Max than the Realme X7 Pro. So these are the two major things you should definitely consider to buy the Realme X7 Max. So UFS storage 3.1 makes a lot of difference, friends, comparing with the UFS storage, I think storage 2.2. So 2.2 versus 3.1. So this option should be really good. And Battlegrounds mobile game 90 FPS is enabled by default in this phone, in the X7 Max, and we don't know about the X7 Pro, will it get that 90 FPS or not? So we don't know any clue at all. So right now at this moment, in terms of the performance wise, in terms of the overall read and write speeds, and Battlegrounds mobile game got optimized, so better points goes to the X7 Max device in this range. That is what my conclusion is in terms of the comparing between both phones and the performance. Next, regarding the display also you won't notice much difference between both phones. Both are completely same, friends, nothing much huge difference. So they don't have any kind of issues like green tint issues, all those problems. 120Hz refresh rate, 360Hz touch sampling rate, and 240Hz. So touch sampling rate, that's another thing, but it's limited to 240Hz only touch sampling rate. In this phone, it's limited to 120Hz only touch sampling rate by default. So if you want touch sampling rate higher, you can go for the Realme X7 Max, but it makes sense to buy the Realme X7 Max at this point. Slightly upgraded display as well, quality a little bit, but not huge. So in the performance wise, strongly I believe X7 Max, and display segment both are kind of okay. Camera segment as well, the X7 Max has got slightly advantage than the X7 Pro. Yes, in my testing, I did do a lot of comparison between side by side. That is what I did find out, friends. The X7 Pro has got really good advantage in the camera segment. X7 Max has got advantage in the camera segment, not the X7 Pro. I did do side by side comparison previously as well, posting the same kind of front camera, but front camera is slightly better on the X7 Pro. X7 Pro front cam is really good, solid. I did like the front cam because 32 megapixel versus 16 megapixel. That might be the another reason why it is like that. But this X7 Pro front cam is really good to see, to have this kind of quality. As you can see, when you compare side by side, the details you get really good on the X7 Pro. This is a very small detail, not a huge difference, I would say. But night mode, I think both phones are slightly kind of close to each other. Night mode shots, nothing much major difference, I would say, at this point. As you can see, night mode shots completely kind of similar to each other, not a major difference. Sometimes even the X7 Pro has also got slightly more brightness and more colors. If you see this kind of sample images, you will definitely understand both phones how they are performing in terms of the colors. This is a 64 megapixel lens camera which I have taken, slightly better quality on the X7 Max than the X7 Pro. You can see X7 Pro has got slightly disturbance over the image, but not in the X7 Max device. That's the one thing about the camera which is about kind of mixed feelings between both phones in terms of the camera wise. So this is a front camera again which I have taken in both phones, as you can see. And both phones can record the 4K 60 FPS, so you should not be worried at all in terms of the higher resolution. So in terms of the camera, also slightly kind of both are kind of close to equal, nothing much difference. So display, camera are the spot which are kind of mixed feelings between these both phones, equal. But in terms of the battery backup, both are also kind of same. Both of them have mAh of battery, not much a huge difference. But charging speed also kind of similar, because in the X7 Pro I'm getting charging speed, I think it got close to 40 minutes of time, 40 minutes charging speed, and this phone has got close to 50 minutes of charging speed. Only huge, little bit kind of difference, not a huge difference, little bit. And in the connectivity wise, also I did not see any kind of changes. 5G bands also good, Wi-Fi 6 supported, and 4G plays also really strong. No complaints in the connectivity wise. Build quality wise, maybe in terms of plastic, if you don't want the plastic, then definitely you can go for the Realme X7 Pro's type of quality. But in the X7 Pro, I did not like this kind of huge text on the back. It looks completely weird in this back panel. I don't like this kind of text coming on the back side of the phone. That's not there in the X7 Max. That's another thing. And less weight you are getting in this phone than this phone. Only a few grams will be difference between this both phones in terms of the build. So overall, it's up to you to decide, friends. But in my opinion, if you want less weight, you can go for this one. If you don't like the plastic, then you can go for the X7 Pro. But overall, in the build quality, also kind of mixed feelings, and UI software updates not an issue. So the main point is in terms of the performance. So only for the performance, you can definitely choose the Realme X7 Max, and optimization for the game, bad events, mobile game, UFS storage 3.1. That's the one advantage which the Realme X7 Max has got right now over the X7 Pro. If you don't care about those things, then definitely you can go for the X7 Pro if you want. But still, it doesn't make sense to buy this one by leaving this one, by spending extra 1,000 rupees on this one. So that's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video. It's a quick comparison between both phones. I hope you got all the solutions, and maybe if you don't get any kind of answers as well, my playlist I created for the X7 Max and X7 Pro. Try to check the playlist, and all the videos will give you the clear idea what is going on between the both phones. See you in the next video. I'll stay tuned for more updates. Meanwhile, signing off. Bye.